We're with the Blues superstar Brett Hull. How you been?
Very good, very good. It's been a good summer so far.
How has your summer been? What have you been doing? Keeping busy?
Oh, just golfing. Went and got married and down in Vegas, and just trying to relax. You know, it's a long season, and after the last 3 years, it's nice to get a mental rest and not have to worry about what's going on anymore.
Now we will try to stay away from the one subject, but everybody has to ask you all the time. What those final days there in December when everything kind of just blew up? What were you going through? Because you were having trouble scoring, and it just seemed like everything was coming to a head right then. And what was that like for you?
Well, it was awful. Wasn't only scoring. It was off the ice. It was my life was miserable, and I was just I couldn't play because it was just the game wasn't fun to play anymore, and I really considered actually quitting, just saying like I can't take this anymore. I'm just going to retire. But I don't know if it ever would have got to that point. Thank God it never did. But you know, we made the changes, and Coach Q is here, and he is just fantastic, and I'm just so looking forward to the season coming up. It's unbelievable.
We'll get into that in a second, but I hope you remember this date, December 22nd. Now, what happened is I went to that game. I got there late, and it was December 22nd, so it was right around Christmas time. I said, I'm not going to stick around. You had 2 goals, and then you had the 3rd goal, but you knew it wasn't number 500.
Right.
Talk about that night just a little bit, because you hadn't scored. You were in 497 for so long,
yeah.
And then you scored 4. Actually 3, but talk about that.
I only had 12 goals up to that point in the season, and then it just seemed like nothing was going right. And then that night, or that day, I think, I can't remember who it was, but a friend of mine just told me, you know, it might have been Bernie Federico. He said, you're just not shooting enough. You got to get it and shoot it. You're making too many plays and waiting too long. So I decided I was going to do that. And first couple times I got the puck that night, I just went and shot it, and the one went off a stick and went in, and then another one went in kind of weird. And I said, gee, maybe he's right. And the 3rd one I knew went off of Stepan's shin pad, but I was glad to get the next one.
And then the fans. It's always been a strange relationship you've had with the fans. They either love you or they're on the other side. What do you think about that relationship you have with them? Because everybody knows that you're going to come out and you're going to say what you think. What do you think about your relationship with the fans that you have?
Well, I love the fans of St. Louis, and I don't think you can always, there's very few people who are going to have all the people on their side all the time, and I just think this town's got some really funny media, and you just can't believe some of the things that they write, and some people do, and it's unfair because they believe that, and half of it's not true, but the fans are great. They've treated me great ever since I've got here, and I really wouldn't know what to do if I wasn't playing here.
And then you've said many times that I will retire if I get traded or whatever. I'm going to stay here in St. Louis, play my career here. You still stand by that?
Oh yeah, you know, it's hard to say that you would maybe retire or not, but I couldn't imagine playing anywhere else. I don't want to play anywhere else, and I'm going to do everything in my power to finish it here.
Larry Plow has said that there's no untouchables on the team, but you probably know that anyway, right? Do you feel bad when you hear something like that where he says there's no untouchables, or
we'll
trade anybody?
I mean, that's just a general statement, and I think he's right to say that. But I think obviously if you're going to have a successful hockey team, you're going to have to keep some of the people around that are going to make you successful. So, no, I think that's good. I think it kind of keeps everyone on their toes and doesn't let anyone get too complacent.
And last year against Detroit, your team played them probably the toughest because they went through Anaheim even though they had the overtime games. What did you think about watching that series, watching Detroit move on and on and on and win the Stanley Cup, knowing that your team played them pretty well?
Well, it was, you know, it's like I said at the end of the year, there were so many positive things that we can take out of that series, and hopefully we can draw on those and become a better team this year. And like I said, I'm looking forward to it because we have some good young talent and some good veterans, and now we have a coach that's going to make everyone play that much better.
And talk about that young talent just a little bit, because this might be the first year where you start off the year with guys like Conroy, Campbell. Last year you had Campbell, York, but now they're going to be coming up some more, not really something that's been done before with all the young talent. Usually they bring in a lot of free agents.
It's not going to be those guys are being bubble players or fringe players where it's like, boy, they can't they can't go out and make a mistake, or they're going down to Worcester. You know, it's these guys are an integral part of our team, and they're going to go out and they're going to make mistakes. But that's the only way you learn, is to make mistakes. And they're a good group of kids, and they. God, I can't believe I'm saying kids. I'm getting too old.
What are you, 35 now?
No, not that old. But they're just a great bunch of guys, and they're willing to learn, and that's the nicest thing.
And the new regime, Larry Plow, Joe Quenneville. What do you think of them so far?
They're well, you know, I've kind of known Larry for a long time. He used to play against my dad in the WHA, but Coach Q, I think, is just outstanding, and he's a lot of fun to play with.
This year, what's going to happen? Are you going to finally hoist that cup?
We're going to try. You know, you can never tell, so it's anyone's ball game right now.
Last thing, now every time I watch these celebrity golf tournaments, I see Rick Rhoden, Dan Quinn. When's Brett Hull's name going to get up there in those upper echelons?
As soon as I learn not to be so nervous for the first 18 holes where I can't putt. I mean, I three-putt, shot 81 the first day. I three-putted like 7 times, and it's, you know, and then the next day it's better, and then the third day, I mean, there's no nerves, and I shot 200 par. So one of these days I'll get my nerves under control.
Brett, it's always a pleasure. We thank you very much for always doing this, okay? Thanks a lot, man.